My name is Jeff Berlin, and this YouTube episode is the first in a series, and it is the culmination of my entire career in music. I have a setting where I can chat with you, hear from you, relate with you about anything that relates to music, certainly anything that relates to bass. And I want to invite everyone to come. I'd love to invite people that have not agreed with my views. You're welcome here to share with me here on this program format your thoughts, and I'm going to answer you. To have people that have questions about playing, things you've seen regarding the improvement of the instrument. This is going to be a really unique show. This is the very first one, so notice as I'm trying to get my feet under me, but don't we all do that when we're learning new music? What are those notes? How do I learn them? How do I figure them out? And this show is me as every man, every woman in a situation where we're all trying to figure ourselves out, figure out what we're doing, and trying to come up with something meaningful. A little thought occurred to me a second ago, which is that sometimes people have come to conclusions about my reasoning about why I say what I said, what I posted. Maybe they'll allow me to be who I am, which is direct, clear, and open to anybody that wants to say, well, I found a flaw in your thought. I'm here to be the man that I am. I was open about everything that I went through to grow as a human being. And this YouTube channel will be the first time after, I would say, many years as a columnist, as an online teacher, as a private teacher, and give everything in real time, provide everything in real time that are my thoughts. And my thoughts are valid because I was raised on violin. I'm 72, as I said. And I began in 1958 on violin, and I was taught music when I was 5 years old, and I could read it by the time I was 6 or 7. And I was properly trained in this for a good 10 years, then became a bass player and became self-taught, listened to the Beatles and Cream and Hendrix and the 1960s bands, the late Sly Stone, and was moved by that because being self-taught works. It just isn't predictable, but it works. So after that, I went to Berklee and I was taught harmony, reading, jazz concepts. I went 2 semesters and then I left, and I had a career that almost the week I got out. So my life is entirely immersed in music. And my background is different than most bass players have ever had. I'm a fully trained classical musician, a fully trained jazz musician, and as a player, I've been around. So on this YouTube show, I'm going to offer lessons, I'm going to offer thoughts, and want people to chime in. We have to have a back and forth. I think what'll make this show work really well is that people that want to know why I say what I say and understand it in real time, because there's no way to really convince somebody online. When somebody is dead set against it, people online are never going to go with you. And people know this. The online is a rough town. It's a rough place. And I stayed there all these years because I knew that some people were open to hearing what I had to say and possibly might be moved by it in order to pursue music that I know works and worked for a long time before the electric bass came into being. I will not name names anymore. That's never going to happen. That period was done in honesty, where I felt that things might not be good for people by believing in teachers who haven't really improved some players, in my opinion. Come on this episode, the next episodes, and share your thoughts about that. But all of these things that I share are just a part of what it is that I'd like to present in this upcoming podcast. My producer, sitting off camera, is Paul Arntz. He's the mixer, engineer of my record, the new one coming up. Should I say the name or should I wait? Should I?
Say it.
Okay.
Say it.
The new record coming out is going to be called Ambiguous to a T. I think it's a great title. And the cover's pretty good. Paul introduced me to AI. And I know AI people, when I mentioned I put an AI art piece on my Facebook page, and people were not happy. You're going to lose. Yeah, see how you feel about AI when they take your gigs away and start playing your bass. And I'm a lucky man. I don't worry about stuff. I have no preconceived fears. I don't worry about World War III coming. That's what everyone was saying when Ukraine, I just don't sweat or worry about stuff. But I love getting into what is real. And what is real is, at least in this particular instance, putting my hands on an instrument and playing these notes, because these notes make sense to me. Playing them with feeling, of course, everybody plays with feeling. That's something we have to talk about, because a lot of people say, oh, well, a lot of guys, I know guys that play a million notes and they don't play with feel. And that is a myth. Nobody plays a million notes and doesn't play with feel. If they play a million notes, they're playing them because they feel them. That's why people play a million notes. It's what they feel, even if maybe we don't. So these are the things that we're going to address and discuss. I'm going to prepare things that are popular concepts and maybe share that they could be flawed, and that the internet is not a trustworthy place to get real and trustworthy information about learning bass or playing bass, because the internet empowers everybody to be an expert. Is that wrong? Yeah, I kind of think that it is, because there was a time when you knew when somebody didn't know what they were talking about and didn't pay it heed. What has happened in 2025 is that 500,000 bass players worldwide are influenced by thoughts and opinions that cannot be substantiated in any other instrument, how it's taught, how any other instrument is taught. You know what I'm saying? That's the vibe. People have the authority. Well, I think that the majority, I think people are good, but I think they're misguided, and I want to share where I think that is the case. I think music education needs an update. I think upgrade. I think people need an upgrade in regard of it. I needed a personal upgrade as a human being, hence therapy, hence the pursuit of finding out why I was unhappy. It was the best thing, better than anything that ever happened to me. So that is the gist of this the very first episode, the culmination of my life. I want to be the bastion of good information. I want to help people to play better. Can't say why, I just feel that way. I was taught this. Everybody played better. Everybody played better when they were taught, properly written music. It just has no flaws. So in that respect, with this sort of output, this quick sort of verbal exhalation of words, I want to thank you for coming to my YouTube channel. I want to invite you to come back, because as Mr. Arntz and I proceed in this process, this channel is going to become a real serious place for real serious thought and helping people to examine what they think and believe about music, so that possibly they can include or replace their beliefs with better ones. That's what I'm here to do. Anybody who disagrees are invited. You are going to be given a venue to share your disagreements, and I have some surprises and people to interview, as I said earlier, and I'm going to try to make this maybe one of the best and informative places in YouTube for bass improvement or music improvement in general. My name is Jeff Berlin, and I thank you very much for watching.